All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now officially live for another episode of your Staffmark podcast. I'm bringing it to you today for our December episode with an amazing guest that I'm so honored and privileged to have on board with us today. We have Miss Stacey Lane, CEO of Staffmark Group. Thank you so much for joining us, Stacey.
Oh, I am just tickled to be here, Haley, and get to see you. Happy holidays.
Yes, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. We are so excited. I do see the ticker already moving up. So we do have a few people that have noticed we're live and that have joined us, which is great news. If you have never seen my face before and you're just tuning in for the first time, my name is Hayley Franklin and I am market manager of the Florida Staffmark. And I'm so honored to be your podcast host and honored to just bring together the community and all of our workforce solutions resources. And this podcast started about a year ago to kind of try to shed some light on the workforce solutions that are happening in our community and truly across the nation. So this is so exciting. We've got people watching, and I'm so happy to get this rolling. So, without further ado, I do have a bio I want to read for Stacey, and I tried to shorten it, but I'm like, you know what? For those of you that don't know Stacey, you need to know the true embodiment of what she brings to the table, and I want you all to hear it. So, I would love to give you a little bit more information about Stacey. Like I said, she is the CEO of Staffmark Group, but she's so much more than that. As CEO, Stacey drives the strategic direction, business operations, and execution for SMG's family of Staffmark brands. She is a driving force behind SMG's transformation as a data driven organization with a human touch at its core, which I love. Stacey has a proven track record of leading high performance teams, creating a strong workplace culture, and developing people, and she brings a pioneering attitude to business challenges. She bets on a people first strategy and focuses on delivering customer experiences that are the best in the industry, which has resulted in high levels of customer loyalty and client satisfaction. With nearly 3 decades of experience in the staffing industry, Stacey is a trusted advisor and thought leader. She was recognized as one of the most influential women in the industry in, this is amazing, 2019, 2020, 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025. How awesome. And she was named to the SIA Global 150 Women in Staffing list. Stacey is passionate about promoting diversity and inclusion as well as the advancement of women in leadership, and she was a founding member of the Women in Leadership Council with the American Staffing Association. She volunteers with the Coachella Valley Rescue Mission, is a mentor with Foster Nation, and serves as a parent advocate with the Newport Institute. She is a certified staffing professional with the American Staffing Association and was recently named to its board. Let's hear it for Stacey,
Geez,
everybody.
that was a lot. We just used up all the time. That's ridiculous. Thank you, Haley. That was
Yes.
very nice. Thank you very much.
Yes, I truly wanted everybody to hear all the great things about you and just what you've done to help pioneer the staffing industry. So thank you so much. And if you guys have
You.
questions or comments, let me know in the box below on the video, and we'll try to get to a couple of those as the podcast goes on. So, Stacey, let's just jump right into it. I really want the people to know some more about you and tell us a little bit about Staffmark Group and what exactly you and your teams do for the region and the nation, and how long you've been in your role.
Okay, I think that was about 4 questions. So let's get this thing started big, big, right? Um, so tell you a little bit about Step Art Group, which is sort of a holding company of brands that we have. Haley, you're aware. And Step Art Group, I mean, we help people get jobs and help companies grow by connecting people and jobs and really leading that connection with hearts. And that's really my heartfelt answer. And you can see I'm on brand this morning.
Love
At
it.
our core, Haley, we're a staffing solutions provider. We've got over 400 locations nationwide. We place thousands of job seekers at companies throughout the United States. And not a lot of people know actually that we're a part of a company called RGF Staffing and Recruit Group, which is this global staffing juggernaut and really a pioneer of brands like Indeed and Glassdoor. And we're very proud to have those sister organizations. And we offer, I mean, just a myriad of staffing solutions across all the major industries that you can think of. our industry experience really runs pretty deep and wide, and we can staff just about any job or function. I know your team does a really good job of that. And we have this wide array of workforce solutions. I have been with Staffmark Group for 25 years. I love when you said 3 decades. I'm like, oh goodness. Um, 17 which of those I was running the West Coast commercial business. Then I took on national roles, including the COO job, and ultimately landing in the CEO position in 2022. And it's been a wild ride, Haley.
That's amazing. Listen, I like to add to your bio and say that you're one of the coolest CEOs that I've ever met, that I've ever come in contact with. If you guys missed it, Stacy actually did a TikTok with us, and I would be happy to reshare that again. But it went
Mhm.
a little bit viral, so I might just let you guys see that again. She's
It
pretty
was
awesome.
really fun. I loved it.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you were a participant of that. It was awesome. Let's roll right into a story about your journey to this point. And I personally know this story and I love it. So let's let the people hear it.
I feel like this story's getting a little bit tired. Like maybe I need to change it up a little bit, but most people have heard me crack the joke of some sort that I never wanted this job, where this job wasn't on my roadmap or my bingo card. And I'm here to tell you, and you know, it's absolutely true. I have been in love with the world of work, our incredible teams here at Staffmark Group, and how we truly transform companies and change people's lives. I mean, from the beginning, and that's really how I want to spend my time, and I've always loved it. And the CEO job just didn't really feel like a good fit for me. And I'm guilty of stereotyping CEOs of being very outward facing,
Mhm.
doing things like writing books, doing public speaking engagements and podcasts, working on their personal brand. And all of those things just really didn't interest me. So when I was asked to take on this job, my initial reaction was no. Uh, but I figured out that the barrier really was me. And I promised myself that I would take the challenge, but I wasn't going to change how I talk, how I dress, what I
Yes.
stand for. And I would never take my focus off of our teams, our customers, our job seekers, and changing the world of work. And I guess 3 years in, I'm still around. So
Yes.
that's the story.
You've stayed true to that, and I think that's what people love so much about you and connect with you on an actual level. It's truly inspiring. So we
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Yes, across the board. Let's talk about. So I know you've mentioned a couple things, but what is your very favorite part about your current role with Staffmark Group? If you had to pick one.
Yeah. Honestly, my favorite part of my job is no 2 days look the same, which is, I mean, it's really energizing. It's slightly terrifying on some days in the best possible way. But seriously, I get to work with extremely talented people that are solving really hard problems. And I get to help people connect the dots between people, process, where our industry is clearly headed. There's a lot of excitement and uncertainty right now. And I love being in the space where I really like being a part problem solver, part translator, part, okay, how do we actually make this work here in our company in real life? And what really keeps me engaged is something that we've worked on genuinely, which is making life easier for our teams. We want to help people get jobs faster, especially in high volume, high pressure environments. And when a process or a tool removes that friction instead of adding 5 more steps, I get really energized and excited about that. And I guess at the end of the day, I just care a lot about our people at Staffmark Group and doing this work and the decisions that we make that impact real people, clients, talent, our own teams. And I take that responsibility really seriously, even if sometimes I need a lot of coffee and a deep breath to do it, I guess. I don't know.
Yes, caffeine is on the list every day to get through for
And I
sure.
hate being in my office. You know, there's only so much that you can learn from reports and spreadsheets. If you really want to understand the business and what I love and how to improve it, you have to get out where the action is and go where the work's getting done. Like when I was with you, sitting alongside your teams and seeing what the world looks like through your eyes and relentlessly trying to make it better.
Yes, I love that. And truly, something Stacy said, you guys, that is so true about the staffing industry. No 2 days are alike. So it's
Mm.
never monotonous. You get something new and a challenge to fix every single day, and I think that's why we are in this industry. And we truly love people and we care. And I think that really rings through. Even today, right now, your passion that just exuberates across the screen is like so inspiring. So I
Thank
love it.
you.
Yes. So I like this question. What part about this job is harder than most people realize, and what part energizes you? I know you talked about that, but tell the people what part is harder than what they might realize.
Yeah, it is really true. There's a dark side of this job. Yeah, I was talking to another one of our CEOs the other day and said, when this is good, it's the best job in the world. When it's bad, there's a lot of sleepless nights. I think the hardest part that people don't always see is the emotional weight of the decisions that go in this job. A lot of what we do happens behind the scenes, but the outcomes really impact real people. And often you're constantly balancing things like urgency, cost, service, humanity, and there isn't always a perfect answer. And that can just be really heavy for me, especially when you care so deeply about doing the right thing. And what energizes me, even when it's hard, I think is probably progress, especially now where technology and AI are moving so quickly, and we're at a point where standing still really isn't an option anymore. You know that, Haley. And I actually feel a lot of energy in helping teams move forward in a way that's practical, responsible, and actually useful. Not tools that don't help you make your job easier, not just shiny new things just for the sake of being cool. And I love saying, I love seeing that. Technology can remove friction instead of adding to it. So
100%.
when your teams get a tool that actually will save you time, improve the quality of the work that you're doing, or gives people like breathing room or more time back, that's very motivating for me. And honestly, when something finally works and someone says, "Oh my gosh, that actually really helped us," that will carry me through a lot of hard days. Trust me.
100%. And I can say just within the last 6 months, we've got some really awesome tools at our fingertips, just at a branch level that we can use to really help not only better our lives, but better everybody else's lives in our community. It helps get them jobs quicker, helps connect to prospects and clients quicker. It's just, I mean, it's really just going to go up from here, I think.
That makes me very happy. Thank you.
Yes, truly. Let's talk about something that the staffing industry that people consistently get wrong. Like, what do you think that people looking from the outside in get wrong always?
Yeah, you know, I think people look at our industry as assuming maybe that it's really transactional. Like,
Hmm.
we take a person, we match them to a job, and then we're done. And I think in reality, and I don't know if you would agree with this, I think it's more complicated and more nuanced than that. And it's also much more human. And here at Staffmark, with our purpose, we think and talk a lot about that because
Yes.
finding someone a job really sits at this amazing intersection of people's livelihoods and our clients' operations and desire to transform and grow. We're dealing with real lives, real senses of urgency and purpose, real business pressure, and often those are coming together all at once.
Yep.
But when it's done really well, we're not just filling jobs. We're developing workforce strategies and plans, and we're problem solving, and we're developing long-term partnerships. And I also think another maybe misconception is that, and I think we talk a lot about this too, is that technology is going to replace us. Technology is going to replace staffing. I think that technology is really important and it's super important right now, but
Yes.
the work is best done from technology when it supports people, not removing things like judgment and empathy and accountability that I think that
Yes.
only humans can supply. And the magic really begins when you're able to combine humans with technology and humans that really understand the work and the environment and the stakes. So while I guess it maybe looks easy from the outside, behind the scenes, it's dynamic, it's high impact, it's fast paced, and it's a lot more thoughtful than I think people would expect.
I 100% agree with that. And I love the very first word that you mentioned on that question was transactional. And it's literally quite the opposite. And I always tell
Right.
people that when I first started at Staffmark, it's like a scale that they show you, transactional to relational. I'm like, we are all so relational. We want to build the relationships, and it's the human in us. So I
Yeah.
love that you talked on that. That's awesome. All right, so we are down to our last two questions. It has gone by
Oh,
so quickly. What would you say is the biggest change that you've seen transform the staffing industry?
yeah. Well, I think that fits well with our last question because my goodness, a lot has changed. I think more has changed in the last, I don't know, 5 to 7 years in a post-COVID environment than the entire time I've been in the industry. But this shift between staffing being very reactive, very transactional to being more thoughtful and intentional and strategic.
Mhm.
Of course, technology has been a big driver of that, but it used to be just responding to a client when they called with a need, and now the expectations are higher. I think our clients expect us to anticipate their demands, plan
Yes.
for workforce strategies, scale quickly, and that's maybe across the entire nation or different networks or different needs that they have that can be a little bit more complicated. I think speed, volume, expectations are higher from our clients than ever,
Yes.
and from candidates too. I don't think that when they come to us, they're looking for a job in 2 months. It's all about changing how we work. So we spend a lot of time thinking about how we can redesign processes, how we can be more simple, faster, rethinking roles, and focusing again on removing that friction so that our teams can work really efficiently and not face burnout. And at the same time, I think the human side has become even more important. Everybody talks about tech, 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 but
Yes.
human piece of it is so important, and candidates expect really great communication. Clients expect partnership. They
Mhm.
don't want to have a relationship with a computer. Um,
Exactly.
the teams need tools that actually help them do their jobs, not make it harder, that were dreamed up by shared services and not institutionalized by something that really works. And I think the industry has moved from, here's this role, can you fill this, to, can you help me solve my problems? And I actually think that's a meaningful shift, and I really love it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think that even when I talk to clients and we talk about like what differentiates us from other staffing agencies, it's the human piece. It's the we want to be your friend and we want to help solve your problems at the same time. So it's very true. Last question, and then we will
Oh,
wrap this
good. I was
up.
nervous.
As we head into the next year, what should our teams and clients be paying closer attention to?
Paying closer attention to. So, well, when we were in the green room beforehand, as we came on here, and I cannot believe that it's the end of 2025. I can't believe that Y2K was 25 years ago. Am I dating myself? Um,
Blows
I
my
think
mind.
I know. I think the biggest things that our teams and clients should pay attention to is flexibility. Um, if the last few years have taught us anything, Haley, it's that whatever plan that you made on Monday is probably going to be outdated by Thursday. Um, Margins are tighter in our business, expectations are higher. There's
Yes.
less room for inefficiency because our clients have lots of choices. And if you don't give them what they need right now, it's moving on to the next. So the focus has to be on working smarter. So we think a lot about simplifying processes, cutting out unnecessary steps, being really honest about what's actually helping versus what just sounds like it's going to be helpful in a meeting with people that don't actually do the work. I
Yes.
think that technology is going to matter and will continue to matter, of course, but it doesn't have to be flashy to be effective. The best tools are the ones that sort of wait quietly and make your day easier. Fewer clicks, fewer handoffs, and fewer why is this so hard moments. And I really just need to get this done. And I'd also say that people should pay close attention to their teams if you're in a leadership role. Burnout is for real.
Mhm.
And the work that we're expecting of people is a lot. And sustainable performance only happens when people feel really supported. And I've even felt that over this last week in my job. And having clarity to understand the need to do what they need to do to have their jobs done really well. And
Yeah.
finally, I would say partnership. And I know that that word is like overused, but I think the organizations that do best are the ones that that aren't trying to do everything alone. They're the ones that are communicating early and effectively. I say a lot that people can understand change, but what they can't take is silence. And
Mhm.
so planning ahead, treating challenges like shared problems and over communicating.
Yes.
None of us have a crystal ball, but at least I think that we can stop pretending that we don't need each other to navigate the future. What do you think?
Absolutely. You said over communicate, and I'm like, ding, ding, ding. Yes. It's like, it's always better to over communicate than to be silent. I 100% agree with that. So,
Yep.
you guys weigh in the comments. Let us know what you think. We'd love to hear your side of maybe what you see from the staffing industry, or even questions that you have about the staffing industry. And Stacy will be happy to address those. I don't see anything right now, but it could be lagging a little bit. So I did just want to remind everybody we will do a January, the first one of the new year, January 2026 podcast. It'll be the final Friday at 11 a.m. as always. So make sure to tune in for that. Stacy, I cannot thank you enough for coming on here and sharing your story and your insight. And it's just very inspiring. And I just appreciate you so much. So thank you.
Well, I mean, the truth be told to the audience, I mean, I sort of muscled my way in and invited myself. I saw you inviting all these people. I'm like, is she ever going to invite me? And I think you looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, I want to do it. And then it's one of those things, too, that you agree upon. It was like, oh, that sounded so great until last night. And I'm like, why in the world did I agree to do this? I was nervous, but in all truthfulness, thank you for having me. And Haley, I just want to thank you for a second. As you are such a great brand ambassador for Staffmark Group. And I am so honored to have spent 23 minutes with you this morning because you just do such an amazing job of representing our company. I truly think that you're an influencer. And I was honored to be able to spend these moments with you today. And thanks for having me. Thanks
Thank
for
you
letting me
so
offer myself.
much. Yes, listen, I wasn't going to tell anybody that you invited yourself, but
I did. It's a true story. I'm like, are you going to ask me to do it? Yes. Thank you,
Stacy and I
Haley.
were sitting together in Orlando at the Staffing World conference, and we were just talking about guests we've had. And Stacy said, "Oh, I want to be a guest." And I'm like, "Okay," but low key, I was a little nervous. So I'm glad that this
Stop.
worked out so well.
How are you nervous? We've done a TikTok together. Come
I
on.
know it was
The
perfect.
dam's been opened.
I love it. Well, thank you so much again just for all of your positivity and energy. I'm obsessed. I love it. So excited to share this out. It will also be on YouTube. All of the podcasts from before, if you've missed them, they're also on my YouTube channel. And we will get this out to LinkedIn and all of our friends and family and followers. So thank you guys for coming along and joining us. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we will see you all again in 2026. Thank you,
Thanks
Stacy.
again. Thanks, Haley. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, everyone. Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.